Lewis Hamilton's remarkable charge at the Imola Grand Prix not only earned him his best performance of the year with the Italian team, but also led team principal Fred Vasseur to make a surprisingly candid admission. What he revealed after the race could mark a profound shift in how Ferrari approaches the 2025 season. Behind the celebrations, the passionate cheers of the fans, and the fourth-place finish, lies an uncomfortable truth that the Maranello team can no longer ignore. And now, they have decided to face it head-on. This is not just about a strong performance on the track. It is a turning point, a shift in attitude, a rare moment where on-track performance and off-track honesty collided, clearly showing what is working within the team and, more importantly, what is still holding them back. Vasseur's statements, combined with Hamilton's flawless display, revealed the inner workings of a team long trapped between promises and disappointments. In this video, we are going to break down what was said, why it matters, and how it could alter the team's trajectory in the coming months. But before we dive into the detailed analysis of Hamilton's drive in Italy and Vasseur's frank words, we ask for your support. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and stay with us until the end because this story goes far beyond one race in Imola. Going back to Saturday, the qualifying session was once again disappointing for the Italians. Charles Leclerc was eliminated in the second phase, with Hamilton following closely behind in 12th place. For a race held practically in the team's backyard, it was a heavy blow. Lewis did not hide his frustration in front of the home fans. His words were filled with disappointment. The garage atmosphere was tense, the media questions were piling up, and within minutes, hopes for a strong weekend seemed to be slipping away again. But then came Sunday. And as we have seen many times throughout Hamilton's career, the multi-time champion has a unique ability to turn adversity into brilliance. From the very start, he seemed laser-focused. With calculated, aggressive, and precise driving, he climbed through the midfield, managed his tires smartly, and made full use of two well-timed safety car periods. He overtook Alexander Albon, then passed his own teammate, and by the end of the race, crossed the finish line in 4th place after starting from 12th, in a car that still lacks qualifying performance. It was in this context that Fred Vasseur brought up a point long whispered behind the scenes. In his interview, the French team boss admitted bluntly that the team's main issue this year has been its qualifying pace. According to him, Ferrari consistently loses between 3 and 4/10ths of a second compared to race pace. That gap, while small on paper, is massive in practice. It is the difference between being stuck in the midfield or fighting for podiums. Vasseur was clear in saying that Ferrari does not have the fastest car and that Max Verstappen is still ahead, but that during race conditions, Ferrari is competitive. The major shortcoming lies in the flying laps. If they can start closer to the front, the results will come. This statement was more than a technical analysis. It was a real wake-up call. For the first time, Vasseur dropped the cautious tone and publicly acknowledged the difficulties, and it took a recovery like Hamilton's to bring that reality into the spotlight. And Hamilton himself echoed the message. In his comments, he said he has some ideas he would like to try. Ideas he has held for a while, but that have faced some internal resistance. Still, he hopes that they can be tested soon to unlock more performance. This message, though subtle, is quite clear. Hamilton is asking for space. He wants to lead the development, apply his knowledge, and steer the technical direction of the team. Because as we saw in Imola, when conditions are right, he can still deliver something extraordinary from the car. If this analysis is making sense to you so far, you already know what to do. Like the video and stay with us, because what is happening may be much more than just a good result. It could be the beginning of a real turning point in the trajectory of the most iconic team in the world. Back in the garage, Hamilton appeared calm and confident. For the first time in weeks, there were no signs of irritation or impatience with the team, just a sense of progress. Meanwhile, on the other side of the garage, the mood was quite different. Near the end of the race, Charles Leclerc was instructed to give a position back to Alexander Albon from Williams due to an ongoing investigation. Leclerc expressed his dissatisfaction, saying he had done nothing wrong. Even so, the team opted for a cautious approach and ordered him to give the place back to avoid a harsher penalty. The Monegasque followed orders but was clearly upset. It was another episode that exposed the tension between the drivers and team management. This is the situation that Vasseur now has to navigate. On one side, an experienced veteran like Hamilton, who is beginning to find form with the car. On the other, a fast and passionate driver like Leclerc, who has shown signs of frustration. All of this under the pressure for results and a championship drought that has lasted more than a decade. What became clear this past weekend, and what Vasseur now admits, is that the team is not completely off track. The SF25 model has potential, but it must be better in qualifying sessions. And ironically, the solution might lie in the hands of their newest driver. If Hamilton is given the freedom to influence the car's setup and development path, using his experience and instincts, then this race in Italy may not just be remembered as a great comeback, but as the beginning of a new phase. So where does that leave Ferrari now? In many ways, Imola served as a moment of clarity, a race that removed the veil of doubt and revealed a truth that had been hiding in plain sight. Qualifying remains the Achilles heel. Sundays show there is promise, but Saturdays are still costing them dearly. Knowing this is already a start. Now the question is whether they will act on that knowledge. For Hamilton, the near future holds exciting possibility. He is showing connection with the car, sending direct messages about what needs fixing, and most importantly, he reignited the team's spirit. He showed that this move to Ferrari might still pay off, that there is still time to change the narrative and create something memorable. But belief alone is not enough. It needs to be translated into action. The team must listen. The upgrades must work. One-lap performance must improve. Because in modern Formula One, where every thousandth of a second matters, great recoveries earn headlines, but they do not win championships. And in the end, that is what separates the good from the great. At the same time, Leclerc's frustration cannot be overlooked. He is still the darling of the Tifosi. But after this weekend, the spotlight has shifted toward Hamilton. And perhaps, in time, even the internal dynamics of the team may shift. If he continues to be the reference, driving technical decisions and pushing the team out of its comfort zone, it may not take long before everything revolves around him. This is the most fascinating moment of the season so far. We are witnessing something that could evolve into a major comeback or collapse under the weight of expectation. And with Ferrari, both paths have been traveled before. That is why the upcoming races are so critical. Monaco, Barcelona, Montreal. These are not just events on the calendar. They are proving grounds to show whether Ferrari has truly turned the page or if Imola was just a spark. And for Hamilton, they are opportunities not just to score points, but to consolidate leadership, influence, and trust within the red walls of Maranello. And what about you? Do you think Hamilton has truly shifted Ferrari's course with just one performance? Is Vasseur finally saying what the fans have been shouting for months? And can this team, with all its pressure and legacy, really unite and build something that lasts? Leave your opinion in the comments. We really want to know what you think about where this story is heading. If you have made it this far, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video if you found it interesting. Subscribe for more in-depth Formula One analysis and turn on notifications so you do not miss any detail of what is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic seasons in recent memory. Because if Imola was the spark, the upcoming races may just ignite a fire that changes everything, and you are going to want to be here when that happens.